All right, everybody, what is up? Um, Thought I'd make a real quick video. This is very simple to do, and I have been enjoying the absolute heck out of this. Been a big fan of the Steam controller for a long time. Have used it to play numerous games. Have my own binds created and set up on several games, including Lost Ark, which was one that I did create a little bit of a guide on Reddit and on my YouTube channel, for setting those up, so people could enjoy the Steam controller with Lost Ark. I know I'm not a big fan of anything but keyboard and mouse, but when I have to do couch gaming, when I have to do, away from my computer gaming, or, if I'm wanting to chill in the living room or just take a break from sitting up and in that, in that upright position at my desk, it's nice to be able to still get the general feel of keyboard and mouse. But using the Steam controller, that's why I'm such a big fan of the Steam controller with the pads and the paddles and things like that. It's just really nice for games that are really best played with a keyboard and mouse. And I'm not saying Diablo Immortal is best played with keyboard and mouse. It was designed for the phone. It works great on the phone. It's nice. I've got an older phone. It's not the best performance, so I was hesitant to get into the PC port because of all the issues with it. I had issues even just launching it at first. Still have issues with connecting different last gen console controllers, DualShock 4, Xbox 360 wired controllers to it. So it was rubbing me the wrong way. I was playing on mobile. I wasn't having a great time because my phone's kind of old and that kind of thing. So I have been playing for years now World of Warcraft using a Steam controller and a set of binds, and maybe I'll do a video on that at some point. And I'm having a ton of fun, whether I'm sitting at my computer and just want to chill out a little bit and not do anything real competitive or real hardcore, and do some leveling. It's possible to play BattleNet games. There's already guides out there on how to get your BattleNet configured, how to get the non-Steam games added to your library. It's very simple. It surprises me that more people don't do it, or maybe they do and I just don't hear about it. But lots and lots and lots of controller videos, and you pretty much see with Diablo Immortal everything stops and starts at console controllers, or kind of the Steam Deck experience, which is a whole nother animal. So I just wanted to take you guys through the fact that, hey, it is possible to play Diablo Immortal with a controller and have it feel good, and have it not be, there's kind of the issue on the controller side of the PC port is that not everybody is having great plug and play functionality. It's quite delayed and laggy. Navigating around the screen to touch or click on all of the different things, because this is a mobile port, it is really tedious and not very accurate, and just kind of a pain in the where. And so I figured there's got to be a better way. The Steam controller is absolutely a better way. It just takes a little bit of setup, and I'm going to make this super easy on you guys because it's just a few clicks and a few copy pastes. I'll put some links in the description of the video for the setup guide that's in the Steam community forums. That's a really nice setup guide for battle.net stuff. And I'll just kind of take you guys through it real quick, step by step, to get you guys playing, whether it's just download the PC port for free on your battle.net, and whether you want to do Steam Link on your phone or your iPad or your Android device, or whether you want to be, or your Steam Link if you're an old school Steam Link and Steam controller user like me, where you've got the wireless dongle and all that stuff. or whether you want to just be sitting at your computer, you know, either wired in with your Steam controller or again using that wireless dongle that they came with, to, you know, just chill out and play Diablo Immortal that way. It really is the best of both worlds between keyboard and mouse and controller, in my opinion. Very quick, very accurate, easy to change the binds the way that you want them to be. You don't have to go with how I have this set up. But I just wanted to take you guys through the setup real quick. Super easy. So the first things first is with your battle.net. Go into your settings, and the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that your settings look like this. So there's not much really to change. I think really the only things, and you know, reference the guide that I'm going to link as well, but I think really the only big things is on game launch, exit battle.net completely. You could probably do that if you wanted, but I don't see why you would. The brief countdown, just leave that blank. And then that shouldn't matter. And then also the startup, remember login and emails, and the keep me logged in, or remember login, emails, and phone number, and then keep me logged in boxes marked. So basically, if your settings look like this, I don't even know if that matters, the hardware acceleration, probably not. If your settings look like this, that's all you have to do in battle.net. So you are good there. So with that being done, I'm going to go ahead and exit battle.net so we can kind of start this process off. I'm going to head over to my Steam library, and you guys, I'm sure, are somewhat familiar with adding games to your Steam library. So we're going to add a non-Steam game. You can see I've already got the World of Warcraft, and what you would be doing is you know, adding in the Diablo Immortal. What you're going to do is you're going to select the battle.net add selected programs, and that's what you're going to do. I'm not going to do it, but that's what you will be doing. When you do that, actually I should be able to do that. And when you do that, what you have to do is you've got to come in here into your properties, and you've got to update this target text, this target launcher text, and you need to update it so that it looks like this. Of course, without, you know, this may be different for you, but this to the end needs to look exactly like that. That's all you have to do. This string, you have to do a little bit with this part of it where I think you have to delete a couple of little things to make it stay battle.net.exe. But this string especially is the important part. And this can be taken out of the guide that I linked near the bottom of it. This is the code, specific code for Diablo Immortal. The game code, the shortcut code is what it's called. And as long as you have the end of your target, I guess, string that looks like this, you should be good to go. That's basically all you need to do to get the game, to get the BattleNet stuff configured and get the game added to your library, so that when you do launch the game, it opens up your battle.net in Diablo Immortal game shortcut mode, if you will, and makes it so that it's actually usable in big picture mode. I think it's actually usable outside of big picture mode as well. I don't recommend it. It's meant to be used in big picture, especially when you're going in and tweaking your Steam controller binds. There's kind of some compatibility issues if you're not in big picture mode. It doesn't really matter. Big picture mode is what you're using when you're using your Steam Link or your Steam Link app, and there's no issues using it really. I mean, there's some things that people can run into, but it's pretty rare with actually having issues running games in big picture mode. This is no there's no worries there. So as long as you have this set up, and you get this added, I would name it Diablo Immortal as well, the shortcut when you name it, because I think that matters for pulling community binds, which I'm about to show you. It might not, but I believe it does. It may have something to do with this. I'm really not sure how all that works. If you know, please put some comments in just to help explain that, but it doesn't really matter. It might not matter what you put in here, but go ahead and just put, of course, Diablo Immortal in there so it's easy to follow and find and put in your library. And then you can, let me get rid of this. You can then play with your Steam controller. I'm about to connect this to show you guys the bindings. So that was pretty much the setup. Getting into the bindings, I just turned on my Steam controller. I'm going to go ahead and launch big picture mode and show you guys the bindings. So yeah, really, I mean, as easy as that last part is to get the Battle.net settings and get the non-Steam game added. I'm surprised more people don't do this or make any videos about it. But you know, very niche Steam controller. A lot of people don't like it. It really was kind of ahead of its time, and they didn't really make it very well. I have no problems with mine. I don't even know how many years, 5 years later, 6, 8 years later, however long it's been out. No issues with it at all. Still works great. Steam Link still works great. They're still, you know, supporting it and updating it and things like that. So use it all the time. And so what you'll do is you'll come into your library, of course. I've got don't judge me for my game history. And I'll go ahead and just launch, well, I'll show you the controller configuration first, just so you can have a quick look at how I've got this set up. I've got, you know, and you guys can do whatever you want. I like to be able to keep my right thumb on this pad pretty much all the time, because that's how I'm aiming. That's how I'm, aiming the skills. And then using these basically face buttons as my skills. So I've got, and put these in any order that's most comfortable for you. I'm not super in love with this order, but I've kind of, you know, once you kind of get used to your character's rotation after a few minutes, you can kind of do whatever order you want here. So whatever's comfortable, whether it's maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of thought about that maybe, so it's right, left, right, left. But you know, 1, 2, 3, I kind of thinking, you know, your primary skills that are kind of the easiest buttons to hit, which are these bumpers and that trigger, and then your normal attack. And I did do a left shift / left mouse combo binding here because I wanted to be able to just start smashing that, and then using my cursor, my right pad, to just point at the different enemies that I was attacking. There's no auto target in this, which is actually kind of nice because the auto target feature doesn't really, it's kind of like sometimes it's not attacking the guy that I want to be attacking. So it's a little bit to get used to at first. And sometimes you kind of lose your cursor on the screen, but that happens when you're playing with keyboard and mouse anyways. So there's a little bit of that to fight through at first. But it's pretty nice, as you'll see here in just a minute. So, you know, all of your main easy buttons are your non-face buttons, your bumpers, and your triggers, which is what you're going to be smashing most of the time. And then skill 4 I have is one of the skills that I'm using a little bit less often. And just because that paddle button, you'll find that it's nice, it's right there, but it's kind of, you know, the Steam controller paddles, I will say, leave a little something to be desired. I've gotten very used to them, so I really enjoy them. But at first, you might kind of have a little bit of a problem with your paddles if you haven't used the Steam controller much. Now, all of these binds can totally be translated and made to a DualShock or Xbox controller so that you aren't triggering, I don't think anyways, the controller, the game recognizing it as a Xbox or a PS4 controller or PS controller and giving you the stock binds. So I'd have to kind of play with that and see if it's really doable with the others, but definitely with the Steam controller, this is just in a league of its own, in my opinion. So yeah, those are the skill buttons. I've got left shift here added just in case I, want to just kind of hold that down while I'm casting some other skills so I'm not moving. I haven't really used it too much. The other thing that I use this paddle for is by holding it down and then using this right pad. I've actually given us a mouse scroll up and down. It is a circular mouse scroll where clockwise goes down and counterclockwise goes up. So if you're on a window that you can scroll with a mouse, or on a screen that you can scroll with a mouse, whether it's I don't think your inventory is one of them. It should be, but some of the other, menu screens and things like that where you need to scroll through a bunch of stuff, whether it's vendors and things like that, it's really handy to be able to just hold that left grip and then, or paddle, left grip, whatever you want to call it, and then use this pad to, just scroll up and down nice and easy. The face buttons, so ultimate and potion, Y and B. Again, you can do whatever you want with these. Put these in whichever order you want. It's what I decided to go with. It works for me. Codex and inventory are two of the kind of the most frequently opened ones, so I put those on the nice, easy face buttons too. Your left joystick, of course, would be the WAS and D. It's super smooth. It's super nice. There's certain kind of snapping for the the degrees of changing of direction, which it's not a big deal. Yeah, you'd like to be able to have it be completely seamless and smooth, like it is if you were just to be holding down the left mouse button and moving that around, which I also bound to the right pad click for left mouse. This is the button that I'm using. The click in is what I'm using to tap, basically, if you were on a phone. So tap here to, activate this or close this menu or claim this or do that. It's your finger's already there. You're moving it. You're clicking it down. It's just super intuitive. I think it's a nice, other than, clicking it and having the click noise and feeling the click is kind of, it's Steam controller. It still works great. It's awesome. And then because you could use the right trigger too, and I do use that sometimes, but because that's like the left shift and left click, with certain things that you click on, it just doesn't work right. Like activating, the little gear thing to like go through a portal, you definitely want to use this. Let's see. So, yeah, so there's that. And then I made a quick touch menu, which is just, the rest of your hotkeys essentially in game. Warband, Paragon, skills, quest, friends, faction, chat, and it's just what that does is it does an on-screen touch menu, and you just move your thumb and you click on the one that you want to choose. You'll see that in a sec when I test this out. And then start and select I have bound to escape, and then map, which is pretty nice. And that's pretty much it. This is super simple. There's not a lot of binds in this game. You're not doing a bunch of double presses, long presses, or corded, or anything else special. You don't have to configure any settings in game differently. You don't have to do anything. And there's no lag. There's no weird hovering cursor when you're trying to, get to different things when you're using the original, when you're using a console type controller and that kind of thing. So super intuitive, super easy, very smooth and nice. And I hope you guys can find some joy in this. It's been pretty cool. So let's see. Let's get out of here. Let's see. Oh yeah. When you get this all added, before you do this, to pull in this configuration, you should either be able to copy paste the link. I'm not sure how to paste the link, but you should be able to go to controller configuration, browse configs, and go to community. I believe you should see this. This should show up for you. I don't know why it has 0 hours played. I've played a little bit with this, an hour or two. It may just be that I don't have that exact one that I'm using, but this should show up for you. I believe if you followed the guide and added the non-Steam game as Diablo Immortal the same way I did. I don't know exactly how that works to be able to pull community bindings, but it should work. So try that, pull that in. If not, you can definitely make your own binds. What I did, it's pretty simple, as I just went with keyboard and mouse. And I went with keyboard and mouse, and then I basically just updated all this stuff. Real simple to what I just went over with you. It takes 10 minutes and there's nothing to it. So what you'll want, let's do this. Let's go ahead and get into this and just show you guys how this works. So launch, and you'll see this is how it comes up. This is your launcher window that comes up, and you just navigate to play. Right trigger, mouse, left mouse. And you give it just a sec, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. There's really not much to this whole thing, and we'll get in and we'll just kind of walk around for a second, just show you, maybe kill some stuff real quick and have you guys take a look and see how this all works. So you gotta love how it launches and how janky it looks. But yep, config loaded. We're in big picture mode. Everything looks good. Now if you load in, if you're on Steam Link, things like that, sometimes it doesn't config loaded right away like that. I am right now plugged in. I have my dongle plugged into my PC direct, and I'm just sitting here wireless in front of my computer. This will work on the Steam Link app, or like I said, here in big picture mode, and then go ahead and just give it a whirl, run around, feel how smooth and responsive it is. You are basically playing with a keyboard and mouse. Yeah, so your WASD, you move around. There's no auto target, which was the only downside for me, but it doesn't take long to get over it and to really kind of think that it's almost better without the auto target, because the selectivity on that and stuff is just, it seems really bizarre with how they did that. So but yeah, and so we'll go through here. We got number 1 is our skill there with the right bumper. There's 2, 3, and of course you're just using your pad to move around, so it's super nice and responsive. Here's 4 is this is my corpse explosion. Already at full life, I'm using the B. So yeah, again, everything is just super nice. See, my codex is blinking. I don't have to worry about tapping on it. Just hit the X button. Brings up my codex. I can go through here really quickly and easily. This is one where I can use the scroll functionality by holding that left grip down, up and down scroll. And then, I'm going through here so quickly and responsively way better and quicker than the stock controller. Going through here, clicking on things. Again, I'm just clicking that right pad down as I'm going through these. You know, if I want to click on things, you know, it's just super fast and easy. Equip, destroy, you know, you click on stuff. I mean, it's very quick and easy, way easier than playing with the stock controller modes. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll probably do a separate take here when I've got a little bit more time to maybe do an Elder Rift or something like that, just so you guys can kind of see the play style. But it's smooth. I don't have any issues with it. I'm way more accurate and quick than I was with, you know, the old gen console controllers that I tried before. It's just it's light years smoother and better. And I know light years is a little much, but when you're talking about, you know, something that almost everybody has complained about, which is the controller support, to something that's very playable, very intuitive and smooth, it feels like light years better. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up. You know, I don't really need to go through and do all the skills, but to let you know, it's super simple and easy. Maybe I'll do a video or do a picture-in-picture of my hands on the controller just so you guys can see how comfortable and intuitive it is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, you know, you've got your kind of your start and select bindings that are super nice for just quickly doing things. And yeah, it's really made me enjoy spending more time with the game. Wasn't a huge fan of how it felt on keyboard and mouse, although it is fine, and in my opinion better than the console controllers. But this is kind of the best of both worlds. It really is, and it makes it feel really nice. The phone controls are nice. Don't get me wrong. This is what it was made for. They work. But this is like the next best thing, if not better. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't always have the most updated phone. I've got an old like Pixel 3. It runs the game, doesn't run the game very nice. This way you can max out graphics. It doesn't get hot. You don't have to take breaks, you know, things like that. So hopefully this helps some people out. I know this is pretty niche, but you know, you can still find friends or old Steam controllers and setups on eBay, friends on eBay, yeah. And but you get my drift. You can get Steam controllers still if you want to, you know, dive into this. It's definitely worth it in my opinion. I don't know if it's worth $350 for a brand new Steam controller and Steam Link setup, but I think you still can find decent used Steam controllers for, you know, quite a bit under $100 still, or even less. Worth it, with especially with all the different game applications it has. It's worth getting into. Again, they were ahead of their time, and you know, it's one of those things that's kind of the wrong timing. And yeah, but this has been really great for me. I hope this helps some people out. It is possible. A lot of people have not even explored this. There were no community bindings that I saw. Again, I don't know if it has anything to do with how I set the game up and added the non-Steam game. But when I did the same thing with WoW, there's several different community bindings in the same thing, you know, where I have as World of Warcraft. So I know it's out there and people use it. So I hope that helps you guys. Thanks.
you.